Hello, gamers of the airport. Welcome back to another episode of tutorials with me. So, someone requested in the comments on one of my Project Ozone 2 videos that I show how my automated inscriber setup works. So there was only one thing I was missing from my setup that I forgot to prepare. So if you guys don't know, this is Project Ozone 2, so a couple of the things are different than normal. But basically, the way I normally started out is at least 2 blocks away from your interface, your ME controller. This is basically the normal ME system. You have your crafting terminal, your storage, whatever. I just use that as an example. You need crafting storage, and the crafting coprocessors let you use more than one machine at the same time, and/or more than one molecular assembler to craft recipes. And then the interface where you can put extra patterns. So basically over here, you start by placing 3 interfaces down, inscribers down, and then this inscriber. You need to place this one facing outwards, so you place it like that. What an important thing that I would assume that most people make the mistake on is you have to turn the inscribers. If you have the other inscriber, if you have AE2 stuff and you have the advanced inscriber, you do not need to turn that one. So the reason you turn it is because when you normally look at this, the top would be the top, this middle spot is the left, and this bottom spot is the bottom. So by turning it, this is now the... Oh god. Forgot I'm in creative. I was gonna punch it to show you, but I broke it. Okay, so when you turn it, this side is the top, the middle is this back spot that also works, and this is the bottom. So normally in the bottom you can either insert the processors or the silicon, the printed silicon. And so how I normally start this is I decide which of these 3 in the bottom do I want each one to be. So I usually always put logic in the middle, which is the gold one. I always put engineering on one side, and then obviously the calculation on the other. So this is where you're going to filter your diamonds, gold, and the calculation is your pure Certus quartz. Now, one thing I always like to do is get all my storage buses. You storage bus the back of every single one of these to basically filter what you're going to be sending from them. So, I'll start with the back. This one I said was diamond. This is gold. This is pure Certus quartz. This is silicon. Now, this top one is the one you're going to be using to complete the processors. So, you're going to want, because of this pack, pulsating chipsets. If I show you in this pack, basically instead of redstone, it uses pulsating chipsets. So if you have a pack where it's redstone instead, make this one redstone. Pretty simple change. This is going to be printed silicon, but before I can do that, you need to add a quartz fiber here so that you can give power to these inscribers without actually taking up channels. And then I'm going to attach it, so now you'll see these will be online. Except for this one in the back isn't connected yet. So to give this one in the back power, you have to also quartz fiber here to add a connection, and then you can connect it. So basically now all these inscribers have, they don't have power yet actually. I have to connect it through the bottom here for it to have power. So now, because of this connection down here, this one also has power. So I also put the silicon press in here, and I'm going to put one... What? What? Okay, I'm gonna have it... I need to get printed silicon then. Apparently I can't shift-click in this pack. Okay. And I'll get all the circuits too, and I'll get all the processors, just for filtering. If you can't input it, you could input it through a hopper, which I could have done, but it's fine. So basically, the reason I was going to do that was I wanted to filter this interface, this storage bus to printed silicon. This means that it'll take the silicon from this inscriber, and when I add an export bus right here, it'll now move the printed silicon from this output to the bottom here. Then I just need to filter... This storage bus is good. Okay, they're all good. So then the next step you do is this export bus, and you need to add a capacity card to this one because you need to output all 3 of the circuits that are going to come from these bottom 3 into the top here, because I turned it, this is the top. So those are good. Then I have to put an interface here. This interface is basically going to be where you put the patterns. This is going to be what reads the sub-network. This is what my concept is. So on the actual network, it's only going to be one channel, but all of this back here is going to be 8 channels. So this is going to read the sub-network. For you to read the sub-network, you have to have this interface reading this interface to read the pattern and read what the actual main system needs. Then you just connect it all up, and we are missing one thing. We also need an export bus because the items will not go back into the system until you have this extra export bus, and you need a capacity card, and the 3 things that you're going to be putting into your system are these 3 processors. So that's pretty much the simple way of getting it all started. Then from there, all you need to do is come into here. You have your blank patterns. You say you look at the default stuff that you're going to be sending to the system to make each one. So for example, you're going to send gold, silicon, and a pulsating chipset to make the gold processor, the logic processor. You have the first one done. You replace the gold and the that's it, and the processor, and you got the second one, the engineering. And then all you have to do is replace pure source quartz and the calculation processor, and you have the last one. You add these 3 here, and now you can request processors. So let's just throw all this stuff in here. Let's say I want. First I also always accelerate my inscribers because they're quite slow, and that's why I recommend upgrading to the advanced inscriber if it's in the pack, because it can help you quite a lot. So I just requested 5. It's now sent the gold into here, which holds it in this spot. You can see it making the silicon, making the gold, and then I accidentally shift clicked an acceleration card. There we go. And it's so basically all of these got finished. These got finished, and now it's outputting from here with the export bus, silicon into the bottom, export bus, the pure printed logic circuit into the top, and boom, you have your processors, and this export bus back here exports it back into your system, and then you have 5 logic processors. Pretty simple. Hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like if you guys did. Leave a comment in the comment section below if you guys want me to do tutorials for anything else that you've seen me do on stream or in my videos. And take care, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!